It's Monday, August 4th, 2014. Coming up today on the Pit Pass, we take a look back at Pocono and Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s sweep at the Tricky Triangle. Plus, female drivers in NASCAR, can they make it? And one news bit about a female driver that will be trying soon. Plus, yes, we will take a look at the chase, who's in, who's out, and who's got a chance. Plus, Nationwide heads to a road course this weekend, as well as the Cup Series. We'll break it all down on the Pit Pass.
Get ready.
Stay ready.
Wrap in. And hold on.
Stay ready. Stay ready.
We're getting the green, starting right now.
How we need to do it, boys. Hold on. Yeah. We're either going to get them or we're going to wreck. Before time, I'm a little upset. Dude, I left the room. What the hell? Pisses me off so much. You have no idea. That was a bull call. You never quit. This is how you're going to win a championship. You never quit. Therefore, we're going to keep scratching off that bucket list for you, buddy. Stay in it. Wide open. Come on. Come on, baby. How about that, boys? You're awesome.
This is the Pit Pass, your personal pass to everything NASCAR. Live from the Pit Pass Racing Studios in Southern California. Here's your host, Alan Davis.
You got one person left. Come on. Come on, Junior. You got it. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. We need one good turn. We got it. Oh, come on. You got it, buddy. Yeah, baby. You got it. You got it. Whoa. Yeah. Wow.
He's going to do a third win of the season.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. We're going to win the championship.
Well, that's the hope of Junior Nation. Welcome on into the Pit Pass, your personal pass for everything NASCAR right here on ARN, the Motorsports Authority. Yeah, that's the sound right there of Dale Earnhardt Jr. winning. And no, that's not the in-car audio. That's not the audio that you've heard or seen all over the place. But instead, that's actually out of a living room in North Carolina. It's a 9-year-old, believe it or not. Ashley McDonaldson actually passed that along to us. It's her son, actually. 9 years old, and he's the biggest Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan in the world. And congratulations to Dale Earnhardt Jr. winning at Pocono over the weekend, and more importantly to Junior Nation, I think, because Junior Nation, you guys have been suffering. You guys really have. I've been feeling for you guys because Dale Earnhardt Jr. commands, well, ever since Danica Patrick came in, it's a bit shifted, but at one point it was as high as 65% of the NASCAR audience were Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans. Now, even the conservative numbers are saying it's more like 51% of the audience, which is still a hefty amount, and Junior Nation has truly had their tail between their legs for the better part of the last 10 years. Sorry, but it's true, guys. And finally, I think in 2014, they have a reason to hold their head up high. They can actually be proud. Hey, yeah, I'm a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan. We won Daytona this year. We won the 500. We swept Pocono this year. We are on track for this championship. And 21 races in, 3 wins. That's not bad, Junior. But frankly, the last time he won this many races, he was a serious contender until it actually came time to contend for the championship. So I'm not calling him into championship victory lane. He is clearly a favorite by his fans. I really, really, really like this last part. Listen in.
Yeah! We're gonna win the championship!
Well, that's the hope, little man. That's the hope, but there's no guarantees in this business. I hope he wins the championship for this fact. His fans have been waiting for this for years, for decades almost. And Stevie Letart's retiring at the end of the year. Yeah, it'd be very cool to have a little send-off right there for Junior. Hey, see ya. Thanks for everything, Stevie. Thanks for turning this team around. Thank you for giving me a championship. Have fun in the broadcast booth, man. I'll be watching you. Thank you. That'd be very cool for Junior kind of to pat Stevie on the back like that, and for Stevie, in return, Stevie Letarte, to turn over that 88 crew. Just say, hey, guys, I wish I could be here forever, guys, but you know what? Here's a championship. Let's go out in style. That would be also very, very poetic, I think. But you look at Steve Letarte, just listen in.
It's fun to come up here. It's a track you really have to understand. There's 3 completely different corners. I thought Dale really helped us prepare before we came to the first Pocono. He spent some time with us and really worked out what corner we thought we needed to be better at to win. He made a great move on Biffle, and then he really ran 3 great laps in front of Kevin, who, look, we know Kevin's the closer, right? We've lost a bunch to him. We lost one on fuel mileage at the 600 and a couple other to Kevin, so it was nice to finish ahead of him here at the end of one.
And truly, it was very cool to see Dale just kind of make those really cool moves. It reminded me a lot of his father, to be very honest. And no, I don't want to start the debate of, oh, he's his father's son. Oh, he knows what he's doing. Oh, he's the Intimidator Jr. Oh, I don't want to hear any of that because, frankly, I think every sportscaster, newscaster, NASCAR reporter in the world, I think, is going to kind of be tooting that horn at some point this week or next week. Dale Earnhardt Jr., is he as good as his father? And the answer is no. And I mean that as no offense to Dale, no offense to Senior, no offense to Junior Nation. He's not. Nobody's going to be as good as Dale Senior was. Nobody's going to be at in that same realm of car control. The only person who is close is Kyle Busch. And I know Junior Nation right now and Earnhardt Nation is just hissing me and booing me right now because, ooh, he compared Dale Sr. to Kyle Busch. Blasphemy! Blasphemy! Mah. I don't want to hear it because it's not the case. That truly is not the case. You look at car control and the ability to drive a car, handle it, and understand what's going on. Kyle Busch and Dale Earnhardt Sr. are in the same realm. No, Kyle is not as good as Dale. I'm not saying that. No, Dale isn't Kyle Busch version 1. I don't want to get the wrong idea here. I'm just saying that they're both in the same realm of car control, handle, and they both know what they're doing. That's just the plain simple fact. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what you're going to say to me. I hold them in the same regard. That's the honest truth. Now, with that in mind, a lot of interesting news happening in and around the garage area. We will start, obviously, with the fact that Dale Earnhardt Jr. picking up the win in Pocono, sweeping the Tricky Triangle in 2014. First time he swept a racetrack since, get this, 2003. Yikes. It's been quite a while. And looking in the Nationwide Series, Keselowski pulling off late race strategy in order to win out in Iowa in that number 22 Ford. And yeah, Truck Series at Pocono on Saturday. Austin Dillon winning in the Truck Series on fuel mileage on that one as well. But in the world of NASCAR, kind of cool news today from RAB Racing. They've actually signed a multi-race contract with multi-race winner Milka Dunu in order to compete in the 2014 Nationwide Series. Now, Milka Dunu, who is she? Well, she's the first Hispanic female driver in the history of NASCAR in the United States to race, or she will be later this year, rather. She's competed for the last 3 seasons in the ARCA Series, but she also has a pretty impressive resume to her name, actually, because when we look at everything that's gone on in her career, well, she is won 8 major races in the high-class prototypes in the American Le Mans Series. Also, in the Grand American Rolex race, she's the highest finishing female driver in the 24 Hours of Daytona. She finished second a number of years ago. And yes, she also has won a few races in the Rolex Series of Grand Prix of Miami. She became the first woman in history to win that major international race in the U.S. And in 2007, she became the first female Hispanic driver in the now 103-year history of the race in order to qualify for the world-famous Indianapolis 500. Dunu competed in the Indy 500 for 3 consecutive seasons in the IndyCar Series and 4 consecutive seasons, running a partial schedules in 2007, 8, and 9, and a full schedule in 2010, although a lot of people probably remember her from her infamous altercation with Danica Patrick when Danica was still racing in the series, and they basically gave us one of the greatest internet racing catfights ever, even though they really didn't lay a hand on each other. But verbally, it was pretty impressive. We'll have that video, or we'll have that audio for you in a little bit. No word on when she will be racing or which races she'll be racing, but we do know that she has signed a multi-year contract, or excuse me, a multi-race contract for 2014 only. No word on how many races or where they'll be or who her sponsor will be. She is also a member of the Univision Deportes Network Formula One broadcast team as a commentator for their live F1 pre-race shows and all-live broadcast of the 2014 F1 races. Now, also in the NASCAR, I want to say Truck Series, but it will soon be Cup Series, sources are confirming to ARN that Ryan Blaney will be driving that number 21 Wood Brothers Ford in 2015. Trevor Bayne is moving over to the 6th car full-time in the Cup Series in 2015, moving on from that number 21 car that he raced to victory lane in the Daytona 500 way back in 2011. But Blaney, who's 20 years old, will be running a limited schedule in 2015 in that number 21 Ford, along with nationwide series races for Team Penske as part of a technical alliance between Penske and the Wood Brothers. We're expected to hear an announcement around the race at Michigan International Raceway on August 17th. Blaney, currently a leader in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series point standings, and that number 29 Ford for Brad Keselowski Racing. And he's currently in his second season in the Truck Series full-time. Blaney has 2 wins, coming off a third, just coming off of his third career start, believe it or not, and Blaney has a stellar finishing average in the Truck Series of 7.1. He's a third-generation driver, and he also has a nationwide series victory to his name way back in Kentucky last year. He led over 96 of the 200 laps in that one, and he's posted 6 top 10 finishes and 3 top 5 finishes as well in that series. Blaney made his Cup debut at Kansas, actually, on May 10th. He qualified 21st and finished, actually, an impressive 27th. Team Penske currently campaigns the 2 cars in the Sprint Cup Series with Keselowski and Logano. He could be the test driver that races at a number of different places, including Homestead, in that test coming up later this month. Also in the NASCAR garage area, we're looking around. John West Townley, we're sending him our best wishes tonight because John West Townley, NASCAR Camping World Truck Series driver, was sent to a local area hospital for further evaluation after hitting the wall hard in the ARCA Series qualifying on Friday. During his ARCA qualifying run on the 2.5 Tricky Triangle, Townley made a hard contact with the exit of the tunnel turn before slowing on the track. After that, he was airlifted for precaution. We're told today that John West Townley was treated and released from the Pennsylvania hospital Saturday afternoon in an incident after that incident at the ARCA Series qualifying. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series driver Clint Boyer actually stepped into that number 05 Zaxby's Toyota Tundra in order to compete in the Pocono Mountains 150, coming home 6th after having no track time, by the way. Townley is in good health, but will sit out the remainder of the next 7 days as a precautionary measure, and the Watkinsville, Georgia driver will also be medically evaluated in Charlotte early this week and hopes to compete at Bertha Speedway in the ARCA Series this coming Saturday. No word from their camp as to what's going on with West Townley. Our best thoughts and wishes for him to get well soon are passed along tonight, John. Hope you're doing good, buddy. And Toyota will have a new face in 2015, and we're not just talking about Carl Edwards. Long after the 2015 production Toyota Camrys come out of the party at the New York Auto Show in April, Toyota Racing Development is hard at work developing a new vehicle for competition in NASCAR Sprint Cup Series division. Currently in concepts, the Toyota Car Design Studios, the project has been in progress since fall of 2013. Toyota presents its first looks to NASCAR's Research and Development Center in Concord, North Carolina earlier this month, which returned for further development, which is normal. Changes to the 2015 model include a new fascia, tail, and character lines. And if you want to see the 2015 Toyota production model of the Camry, you can go ahead and log on to arnrace.com or check us out on Facebook and Twitter at arnrace. Also in the NASCAR garage area, this is interesting actually, Marcus Ambrose, the 5-time Watkins Glen winner in the Nationwide Series, will be going double down this weekend actually at the famed road course in New York. With support from Stanley, Richard Petty Motorsports will enter Ambrose in the number 09 Stanley Racing Ford in Saturday's Nationwide Zippo 200. Ambrose is a three-time winner of the event, winning the races consecutively from 2008 until 2010. Ambrose will then compete in his familiar number 9 Stanley Racing Ford on Sunday, looking for his third NASCAR Sprint Cup Series win at the track. The veteran engineer Scott McDonald will be the crew chief for Ambrose during Saturday's event, and his pit crew from the Cup Series will be pitting the car as well. Are you looking to build a brand new website? Are you looking to update a current website that you have? Or are you just sick of your web designer not getting back to you, or that free website builder charging you an arm and a leg? Well, don't go through it anymore. Call my friends at Apollo Aesthetics, because they'll not only help to set up your website, but yeah, they'll show you how to update it. They'll make it easier for you. They'll even help you schedule posts, write posts, and yeah, update your social media account, which can be tricky at times with the content. They'll get people talking about your business and sending them to your brand new website. Log on to apolloaesthetics.com in order to request a quote, not only to build that website, but to set up your social media accounts, take care of all the graphics for you, and yeah, even help you with those posts, set up your email accounts, set up your hosting, and set up your domain. Believe it or not, these are all very important, and they're things that those free websites overlook more often than not. That's Apollo Aesthetics and apolloaesthetics.com. From the ARN News Desk, I'm Alan Bailey. We'll be back right after this. And yeah, we're going to talk females in NASCAR. Plus, we're going to recap, is Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually the favorite in 2014 to win the chase? And is Jeff Gordon really having a championship year? And how's his back holding up? We have the update. Don't go anywhere. This is the Pit Pass, your personal pass for everything NASCAR, right here on ARN.
This is ARN, the American Racing Network.
Do you have the next big idea or the next product to sell online? Don't know where to begin? Well, it's very simple. ApolloAesthetics.com. They'll not only help build your website for you, for your company, but they'll also help get you involved on social media and help get ads placed on Google. What you do is log on to ApolloAesthetics.com, where you can request a quote to build your brand new website right now. They'll help set up email and hosting for you as well. That's Apollo Aesthetics and ApolloAesthetics.com.
I'm sorry, sir, but it appears as though your credit card has been declined.
Did everyone hear that? This person right here, credit card declined. If we can please have an awkward silence.
Whoa, I'm with a date here. Look, so I'm late on a few payments. I'll make it up next month, promise.
He promises to pay it all back next month. Can we have an aww?
Putting more on your card than you can afford to spend can lead to even bigger problems, like public humiliation. Don't let your credit put you in a bad place. Go to controlyourcredit.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Treasury and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hammond alongside NASCAR driver David Reagan.
When it comes to tire safety, nothing is more important than your tire's air pressure.
Just like a pit stop, checking your air pressure takes just a few moments.
And those few moments will not only keep you and your family safe on the road, it can also help save you money.
Properly inflated tires can improve gas mileage, which will save you money at the pump.
So be tire smart and make sure your tires are properly inflated.
Learn more at betiresmart.org. A message from the Rubber Manufacturers Association.
Live from the Pit Pass Racing Studios in Southern California, once again, Alan Bailey.
Alan, was it just me, or did Harvick look like he fell off the Grand Canyon when he went through that wreck out at Pocono? Hashtag off-roading. Yeah, I mean, frankly, the apron at Pocono isn't exactly 100% level? Question mark? It's not. It's very bumpy back there. They basically put those safer barriers back there in order to keep cars from zooming through the grass at literally 200 miles an hour. And ever since they did that, they didn't exactly make those the apron 100% smooth. It's kind of bumpy back there due to weather runoff and things like that. The ground's literally kind of warped and moved underneath it. So it's not exactly perfect, let's just say. So I don't know. I don't exactly think that that's something that NASCAR is looking into, because, frankly, it caused the car to get upset, but it wasn't. Let me put it this way. It's not that bad. Like, if you and I were to run a passenger car over it, we wouldn't hardly notice it. But because these cars are going over it at 200 miles an hour, hitting a pebble at those speeds upset the car. You think a little bump would do a lot of damage to it? Because it did. It upset the car. Did it exactly cause him to actually hit that wall? I don't exactly think so, but it's something that is to be looked at, I think. But I don't know. I mean, we will see. Now, looking at the chase grid, I want to take a look at it. The seeding after 21 races. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with 3 wins currently would be seated atop the chase grid, followed by Keselowski with 3 wins as well, and then Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon with 2 wins, Logano with 2 wins as well in 5th, then Edwards with 2 wins, Harvick with 2 wins in 7th, 8th we would find Busch with a win, followed by Hamlin, Eric Amarola rather. Amarolas, go figure. We would also see Kurt Busch 11th in the chase standings, followed by, and this is where the points actually take over. These are guys who have not secured chase spots yet or even qualified yet, but they're qualified in on the points. 12th, we would have Matt Kenseth, 13th, Newman, 15th, Boyer, 15th, Larson, and 16th, Biffle. Kane is 1 point back in 14th in the points right now. Austin Dillon, 2 points back, followed by Paul Menard, who's 28 markers back, and Marcus Ambrose, who is 49 markers out of that one. Keep in mind, all of which can qualify by winning a race. Amarolas has truly the best opportunity this weekend. This is the time when he has to honestly go. He has to show something this weekend, because if Marcus Ambrose doesn't win this weekend, he probably won't be making the chase on the win. So this is do or die time for him, so we'll see what happens this weekend. But really, when it comes down to Earnhardt's win over the weekend, it is an impressive feat, but really, Earnhardt did the exact same thing that he did last time we were here, which was a few weeks ago. He went out there when he had a decent car, passed the guys who had the winning cars, and stayed in front of them due to pit strategy. It's not exactly a dominating performance, quote-unquote, but at the end of the day, your name's getting put on the record book as winner in Pocono. You can't exactly complain a whole lot about that one. But wait a minute, didn't NASCAR just go visit the Pocono Raceway less than 2 months ago? Of course it did. And if Dale Earnhardt Jr. hadn't won that particular race, no one pretty much would have remembered that one. Sure, it wasn't Daytona or Talladega or Darlington or Bristol, but a second Sprint Cup Series race at Pocono in less than 2 months greatly illustrates the need for NASCAR to seriously overhaul its schedule. But then when you really look at it, it's not going to happen. Because less than a month after telling the world that NASCAR was going to take a, quote, robust, unquote, look at the schedule and the schedule changes in 2015, the befuddling Brian France, the governing body's head honcho, basically backtracked and said, no major changes next year. So let's do this again, but with more detail. On July 7th, Brian France told the media members at the Daytona International Speedway prior to the running of the Coca-Cola 400 per ESPN.com that the season's revamped format to the chase for the Sprint Cup, coupled with NBC taking over the second half of the television schedule next season, will provide NASCAR with a unique opportunity to make scheduling changes, perhaps as soon as 2015. Quote, the robust discussion that will be, for those reasons, a more comprehensive look at what the best schedule will look like, unquote, France said at the time on July 7th of this year. Then, on July 27th, less than 3 weeks later, 20 days later precisely, France said during an interview on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, in which they said the potential 2015 changes were to happen, he said, quote, it's not going to be a dramatic change, but there will be some things that are a little different, unquote. Wow. So apparently the robust discussion didn't really last long and maybe didn't include certain parties and frankly wasn't that robust. Go figure. I'm pretty sure this is how that meeting went down. Well,
Daddy's company says that we need to get more races changed, so I'm gonna have a meeting with everybody that's important to changing the races.
Yes, Mr. France. Would you like me to call the track owners? Would you like me to call the teams? Would you like me to call the owners, the stockholders in NASCAR, which are basically your family? Would you like me to call all those people in order to make a meeting in order to discuss this, Mr. France?
Well, no, darling, I don't need no meeting there to make this here discussion. What I'm gonna do is simply this. I'm gonna head into my office there, which is quite large. I made sure that they got me the top one in that their new fancy multi-billion-dollar NASCAR built.
Oh, sir, are you talking about the building that NASCAR can no longer afford and they're renting out lower levels to other businesses who even think that that is overpriced? Are you referring to that building?
Well, yes, them damn multi-billion-dollar companies don't think that having an office in the NASCAR building is right exactly intelligent like, so that's their fault. They're mom and pop shops.
Their mom and pop shop, sir. It was my impression that the Chiquita Banana Company was the ones that backed out.
Well, yeah, but they pick fruit, this fruit company, what you gonna do, so, we ain't gonna, do a whole lot with them, so, it's fine. We were gonna have them sponsor a car, maybe, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. didn't want a bunch of bananas on the car, so we could only do so much, really, so, 'tis what it is.
Yes, but sir, what about the meeting? Do you want me to call the meeting? When should I call the meeting?
Well, no, don't worry about it. I'm just going to go up into my top office of the empty building that we can no longer afford, and I'm basically going to basically turn the fan on and do some funny Darth Vader voices like that Tommy Boy movie does. I love that Tommy Boy movie so much. He's my hero. I'm going to do like that Tommy Boy movie does, with talking to my fan a little bit, and then when I'm done talking into my fan, well, I'm just gonna make a decision because, frankly, it don't matter what other people think. Cause it's my race, it's my NASCAR, it's my race. Y'all's just basically along for the ride, so it don't matter.
But sir, the stakeholders, what would they think? What would the track owners and the rest of the NASCAR Cup teams think when you don't actually hold a meeting?
Well, they never know it. They was happy just knowing that I was gonna hold a meeting. They're not invited to that meeting. I would not invite them to that meeting. They don't need to know that I'm even holding the meeting or where the meeting will be because they're not involved in the meeting. I'm involved in the meeting. I need more beer for my mini fridge. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go collect my robot hand and talk into my Tommy Boy fan. Thank you, miss.
But sir, we must have a...
Thank you, miss. That's enough.
That's pretty much how that conversation went. And I'm not even exaggerating because that's Brian France. He's the rich guy who was born on second and thought he ran all the way there and basically is just eating up the fact that he loves to run his NASCAR the way he wants to run his NASCAR. Yeah. It's understood that the schedule changes aren't easy to come by in NASCAR. Tracks are involved, television pays millions to call at least a good portion of the shots. NASCAR is the government body itself, but yeah, they do seem willing to change things and everything else around the sport, but for some reasons it's very reclusive to tweak the schedule at all. In most recent years, it's very hard to tweak anything in the last few years, even though they've been trying to. And honestly, it's hard to tell if it's the television side, if it's the sponsor side, if it's the tracks, what the problem is, but just NASCAR seems to be stuck in neutral when it comes to changing this schedule. And when Brian France came out last year saying there's going to be changes in 2015, we all thought, okay, well, the TV deal's starting. That makes sense. The TV deal wants to have a new deal. They want to change things. That makes sense. And then earlier this year, about basically a month ago, when he came out and said, yeah, we're going to be making robust changes, we thought, okay, confirming what we already knew. And then basically last week, he came out saying, well, it's not going to be as dramatic as you think. There'll be some changes, a little different, but not too bad, not too bad. Really, Brian? Really? You're not going to make that many changes? We're going down this road again? Really? Like, really? Don't even get me started on the other stuff that's in my inbox. We're going to get into it. There's just too many things. I got something here from Bonnie saying, screw you, TRD, and involves Joe Gibbs Racing. Jim Foose posted on the Facebook here about the Truck Series being a joke. We'll get into it. A lot more stuff coming your way. A lot of stuff to get into. A lot more stuff to cover. Women in racing. Good thing, bad thing, or is it even possible in NASCAR to do, and why is there such a big holdup? We'll break it all down. Don't go anywhere. It's the Pit Pass, your personal pass for everything NASCAR, right here on ARN.
This is ARN, the American Racing Network.
Newsflash, it's 2014. It's time to get your business online. Log on to apolloaesthetics.com in order to request a quote to not only build your website, but to set up your custom email and to set up your hosting, your social media, and more. They can also help market and brand your products in order to get more customers, in order to sell product and get it flying out the door. Log on to apolloaesthetics.com right now to request a quote to get all of these services done and a whole lot more. That's apolloaesthetics.com. In today's day and age where every phone has a camera in it, everybody thinks they're a photographer. Whether they're putting stuff online on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, they think they know what they're doing. But when it comes to hiring a professional photographer, you need someone with years of experience and the professional equipment that is necessary in order to capture a professional shot. Not a smartphone with some filter on Instagram. You need a professional with years of experience and photoshopping skills. There's only one place to go, and that's Self-Destruct Photography. Log on to facebook.com/self-destruct photography in order to check out their portfolio of work, plus get in contact with them to set up a date for your photo shoot. Whether you're looking to get some 8x10s done if you're an actor or professional, or if you're looking to get some family photos done to capture a moment forever, or if you need to get some graduation photos done that didn't turn out so great the first time around, or even if you're getting married, call my man Scott because he'll set you up. That's Self-Destruct Photography. Don't miss your shot with Scott.
Thanks for asking, but I'd rather not send you nude pictures. I'm camera shy. I already said no. It's against my religion. I'm giving my dog a bath, you can have pictures of that. Pressure gives me hives. Under my clothes, I'm a robot. Hold on, let me ask my mom. Sorry, my webcam is broken. I'm worried they'll get passed around school. Unfortunately, I just had my clothes surgically attached to my body. If they got out, I might never be president. I'm already naked, under my clothes. Not even if you were all three Jonas Brothers. I have a rash. I have nudophobia. I have lizard skin. The more you ask, the less I want to. You're not the boss of me. Nudity makes me vomit. I'm a vampire, so I don't show up in pictures anyways. Your badgering has really killed the mood.
When someone is pressuring you to do something you don't want to, how many ways can you say no before they get the message? Let us know at that'snotcool.com. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
8. We've worked together for years.
7. I'm the parking attendant. I park your car every day.
1 in 8 Americans is struggling with hunger.
6. We speak at PTA meetings all the time.
Including millions of children and seniors.
5. I went to summer camp with your son last year.
4. I'm your old friend. We went to high school together.
Someone you know is in need.
3. I work at the gas station. I pump your gas.
2. I'm your neighbor. Our kids are classmates.
Who's the 1 in 8 in your life that needs help?
1. We live next door to each other.
You can make a difference through Feeding America and its nationwide network of more than 200 food banks. Take action at feedingamerica.org/1in8. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Okay, so let's say that you're trying to build a website for free on one of these website builders. You go ahead and spend hours uploading your personal information and all of the photos that you've taken of your products, only to find out that you can't bring a .com onto that website without paying a huge fee. And you can't remove those ads without paying a huge fee. And you can't remove all of those pesky "this website was built for free" buttons without paying a huge fee. By the time you've paid all these fees, you've paid thousands of dollars $10 in order to remove all of these pesky ads. Why go through all the hassle? Why spend all of those hours doing it yourself? Go ahead and log on to apolloaesthetics.com, not only to request a quote to build your brand new website and to see a rendering of what your website could look like, but in order to set up services like email, hosting, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram accounts, and a whole lot more. That is Apollo Aesthetics and apolloaesthetics.com.
Most racetracks, turns 1 and 2, pretty much the same as turns 3 and 4. Here you have 3 turns, and all 3 are different.
What we see play out on pit road may have an awful lot to do with who goes to victory lane here this afternoon.
All right, about 160 laps. Good strategy, good pit stop. Stick around and finish, get our strategy right. Should be a fun day. Yep, 10-4. Ready, green.
The American Ethanol green flag is out, and we are underway.
We were really loose in traffic at the start of the race, and I think to be loose was a good thing. So I needed some of that, but the further back you went in the field, the worse that was. Everybody that I was around was fighting the same thing.
As expected, a little loose off here. Got loose in round 3. Loose. You know, it's a little free, but I think after cycles it would get gooder. Yeah, I understand. 10-4.
You always want a better car, but it's good enough we could maintain. We passed a few guys, and that's what kind of pushed us to get off sequence and try something different. Because even as great as Dale is, and he's a spectacular driver, there are a lot of spectacular drivers, and when they have great cars, they're hard to beat.
They're crashing. Into the wall goes that captain. A multi-car tangle. Half the field being beaten up on the long pond straight.
You know, we've seen a lot of wrecks off of turn 1. There's always potential for that, and we're just fortunate not to be back there.
Just trying to figure out with all this math, what's the best plan. You do the thing, I can't count. I ain't got the math in here. Pit, let it open. Pit.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. gave up second place, and he came in, topped it off with Sunoco fuel, made a 4-tire stop. Very interesting.
Opportunity was that we knew we were a very short while from our pit window. Our strategy was we're going to come, take fuel now. We thought if we could line up in the top 10, we only had to run 3 or 4 laps to get to our pit window.
What we're looking for here is 4 laps. 5 away, ready, green. Come on, keep coming. There you go. The 5's out there, it's your door.
Junior will slide by. He'll grab that position.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., who is now up to the 5th spot. He's got those new tires. He's got a tank full of fuel, and he is setting sail towards the front of the field.
I need to trust in what Steve's doing as far as what strategy he's seeing on the pit box, because he can do the math, he knows the fuel, and he can see the race from a totally better perspective than I can.
All right, we're coming this lap.
Then we were able to take 2 seconds of fuel, save our time on pit road by up to 10 seconds, leapfrog the guys that we were afraid we couldn't pass on the racetrack, and then hope to hold them off.
He was here for about 2.5, maybe 3 seconds is the most. We're going to see how Stevie Letard's strategy plays out.
He's in 5th right now, and when Dale Earnhardt Jr. came across the start-finish line, Steve Letard pumped his fist in the air as though to say our strategy, at least at the moment, has played out perfectly.
Trouble in turn 1. A.J. Allmendinger's into the wall. Caution is out. Pace car already on pit road. Here they go. They fan out 4 wide. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. Where did he come from out of the pack? Jr. goes all the way to second.
Dale got a great turns 1 and 2, got to second, and then we were pushing, and we could clear him going into the tunnel.
It's Junior across the hood of Red Bull.
And then we were just hoping for no more cautions.
Kurt Busch is wide off too.
And the caution flag comes out.
Basically, you have the 4 will line up next to you. The 22 will be the inside of row 2, and the 15 will be on the outside of row 2. So you could, whatever you think. Watching the law of averages today, I would suggest to talk, but I'm not driving.
The outside line was the preferred line on the restarts. You've got clean air on the right side of the car to be able to maximize the side force. But I knew if Kevin drove in there like he'd been all day long, he could probably clear me, and then he wins the race.
They are wheel to wheel, side by side for the race lead. Earnhardt now around the outside will take the lead. Harvick is there trying for one last move, but he doesn't have enough. Junior completes the sweep. He wins today at Pocono Raceway.
Hell yeah. Y'all did awesome!
Live from the Pit Pass Racing Studios in Southern California, once again, Alan Bailey.
You want to know something really shocking? Like, really shocking? That's the 5th win that Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s gotten at Rick Hendrick and Hendrick Motorsports. That blows me away. It truly does. It's honestly just nuts. What are you going to do? Welcome back to the Pit Pass, your personal pass for everything NASCAR, right here on ARN. I'm Alan Bailey. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Alan Bailey, where I have little gems come to me like this from Jim Foose on Facebook. It reads, "The Truck Series is becoming a joke with how they let these stupid, spoiled rich kids retaliate like that." Yeah, there was some issues in the Truck Series, yeah. And honestly, I feel like NASCAR does kind of cut the 3 cars a slack and cut Richard some slack. And I can't tell if that's because of their relationship with Richard Childress, the fact that Richard has been racing in NASCAR for the better part of 500 years, or simply that they're giving the 3 car a little bit of, racing room out there. I can't tell, to be perfectly honest. I'd like to think that they treat everybody as equals, and everybody's an equal. Everybody's equal. We don't know who's who on the racetrack. We just see drivers and cars. We don't see the numbers, the brightly colored paint schemes, because clearly we as NASCAR, as an organization, are colorblind, because we can't see the car colors or the sponsors or the numbers or the people racing in them. We haven't thought that it's because they're racing in cars. We think it's simply because they're actually in the cars that we can't see them. We haven't made the connection yet. But we can't see the colors or the numbers because apparently we're colorblind. We just see shadows, which explains why we do such a great call at calling a fair race. That's debris? No. Yes, that's debris. Throw the debris caution. There's the debris caution on the racetrack. We're NASCAR. We can't tell if that's debris, a water bottle, or if Dale Earnhardt Jr. is about to lose a lap. Either way, it's time to throw a caution for debris. Debris! Woo! Debris! Woo! That's NASCAR in a nutshell. I mean, they have issues, okay? They honestly, a few years ago, a NASCAR official, I cannot for the life of me remember who it was, actually stood up in a media center and said, "We treat all drivers as equals. We can't see what the paint schemes are, or what the numbers are, or the sponsors, or the people in the cars. We just see cars." And logic kind of took over. We understood what that person meant, but logic took over and went, "So you really are blind?" Uh-huh. Okay, then. Let's go with that. Okay. This one came from Bonnie on Facebook. It reads, "Screw you, TRD. Come on, coach. Go back to building your own." Yeah, Kyle Busch blew an engine over the weekend very early into the race in Pocono, which was very funny, I thought. Very ironic. It sucked, but I don't know. TRD's engine problems, are they back? That's the big question mark. But yeah, Joe Gibbs Racing had an engine shop, and as soon as they went Toyota, they kind of said, "Yeah, no, we don't need that engine shop anymore. Thanks!" And then that was that. It might be time for them to seriously do it. I don't know. I don't know. This one's coming from Mark on Facebook right now. Kyle looks fat. No, I don't think he's fat. I think that's him being buff. I think he does have some chubby cheeks there, but I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. This is another one from Bonnie, actually. She was on a roll this weekend. That's because he needs a better crew chief that knows how to set up a car for him in Nationwide. And if he changes the truck, then it's time to... I'm going to restart this. I've totally screwed this up. Somebody put out there, calm down. The only thing Kyle is winning this year are Nationwide and truck races. Ha, ha, ha. She responded with, that's because he's got a better crew chief who knows how to set cars up for him in Nationwide, and he's in charge in the trucks. Time to get rid of the cancers, a.k.a. Dave Rogers and TRD. Bonnie, ooh, bringing out the C word, ooh. I don't know if Dave Roger and TRD's a cancer, frankly. Although I will argue that TRD engines tend to be a lump of mass that don't really belong in some cars. I'll make that joke. But I don't think it's fair to call Dave Rogers a cancer. In all honesty, Joe Gibbs Racing as a whole has been off this year. So I think it's fair to say, yeah, they need to work on their program a little bit because something is a little off under the hood of those race cars. It's not the engine. I'm talking suspension. I'm talking setup. I'm talking keeping up with the racetrack. I mean, look at Matt Kenseth. He won 5 races last season, and he hasn't won a single one, 21 races in. At this point, 1 year ago, Kenseth had already won 3 races. It's time to say, hey, guys, what's going on here? Because clearly, something is. I don't know. It's interesting. We'll take a look at it when we get back. When we get back, however, I have the audio of Milka Dunu. If you missed the report earlier in the show, Milka Dunu, who's a multi-race winning driver in a number of different racing series, going to become the first female Hispanic driver in history to compete in NASCAR in the United States. I think that they went way out of their way in order to make up that title. It's a big deal in general, but I think it's kind of like, okay, guys, yeah, we get it. You know, she's a female driver. She's Hispanic. She's beautiful. She's going to be racing in NASCAR. That's enough right there. You don't need the first female Hispanic driver in NASCAR to race in a national NASCAR race in the United States. People are going to say, well, what does that mean? Well, it basically means that, oh, by the way, yeah, she's raced in other series. We've had female drivers race in NASCAR Nationwide Series competition and in the Truck Series competition on foreign soil. They just so happen to be Hispanic. That's a thing. Okay? Don't go twisting it. Don't go thinking, it's different, oh, look at that, Don't, just shut up, stop freaking out, relax, chillax, whatever, I don't care, leave me alone. It's cool nevertheless, but yeah, the title of the first Hispanic female NASCAR driver to race in a national NASCAR race in the United States is a little long. Her PR people came up with that and put that out there, and they're taunting it, and then, ooh, the first female Hispanic female driver in NASCAR, in national NASCAR racing in the United States. Little ridiculous when I say it like that, right? That's how it's written in the press release. It's a little redonkulous. I'm just saying. We'll talk about it, and we'll have the audio of her run-in with Danica Patrick in case you forgot about it when we return. It's the Pit Pass, personal pass for everything NASCAR.
This is ARN, the American Racing Network.
Okay, so let's say that you're trying to build a website for free on one of these website builders. You go ahead and spend hours uploading your personal information and all of the photos that you've taken of your products, only to find out that you can't bring a .com onto that website without paying a huge fee. And you can't remove those ads without paying a huge fee. And you can't remove all of those pesky, this website was built for free buttons without paying a huge fee. By the time you've paid all these fees, you've paid thousands of dollars in order to remove all of these pesky ads. Why go through all the hassle? Why spend all of those hours doing it yourself? Go ahead and log on to apolloaesthetics.com, not only to request a quote to build your brand new website and to see a rendering of what your website could look like, but in order to set up services like email, hosting, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram accounts, and a whole lot more. That is Apollo Aesthetics and apolloaesthetics.com.
Mom, can I have some fat? I want some processed junk food.
Because of bad eating habits, too many children are developing obesity. 1 in 3 will suffer from type 2 diabetes or heart disease, and their lives could be cut short. Sometimes it's hard to say no to kids, but it's even harder to see them grow up unhealthy. So when kids say,
I promise I'll be good,
remember, your choices shape their chances. A message from First 5 California.
In today's day and age where every phone has a camera in it, everybody thinks they're a photographer. Whether they're putting stuff online on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, they think they know what they're doing. But when it comes to hiring a professional photographer, you need someone with years of experience and the professional equipment that is necessary in order to capture a professional shot. Not a smartphone with some filter on Instagram. You need a professional with years of experience and photoshopping skills. There's only one place to go, and that's Self-Destruct Photography. Log on to facebook.com/self-destruct photography in order to check out their portfolio of work, plus get in contact with them to set up a date for your photo shoot. Whether you're looking to get some 8x10s done if you're an actor or professional, or if you're looking to get some family photos done to capture a moment forever, or if you need to get some graduation photos done that didn't turn out so great the first time around, or even if you're getting married, call my man Scott because he'll set you up. That's Self-Destruct Photography. Don't miss your shot with Scott.
Live from the Pit Pass Racing Studios in Southern California, once again, Alan Bailey.
In case you missed the earlier news, NASCAR is getting its first female Hispanic driver in NASCAR National Racing in the United States. It's happened before in Mexico. We've had a female Hispanic driver race in NASCAR in Mexico and in Canada before, but this is the first time it's going to be happening on American soil. Ooh, drama, ooh. So it's happening. Danica Patrick actually has had a run-in with the driver. Her name is Milka Dunu. Milka, that is M-I-L-K-A, space, last name Dunu, which is D-U-N-O. Milka Dunu. Very cool name, actually. But she's going to be racing in NASCAR for RAB in the Nationwide Series. And the question is, when will she make her debut? What races will she be racing? We know it's multi-races. We don't know which races or how soon, but we know it's happening. And oh, by the way, she's raced in a number of different racing series. America Le Mans, she's won races. The 24 Hours of Daytona, she finished second, the highest finishing female driver in that race. She raced in IndyCar. She ran the Indy 500 4 times, a couple of partial IndyCar seasons with a full-time schedule mixed in there. She's been running ARCA for the past 3 seasons, been doing pretty decent over there. No wins yet, however, but she had this run-in with Danica Patrick a number of years ago at Mid-Ohio back in 2008. And Danica and Milka were racing, and basically during a practice session, and basically Milka was blocking Danica, question mark? But towels are thrown, words are discussed at a high pitch. This is the audio. Take a listen at Danica and Milka discussing. Milka wasn't too happy.
What happened? Do you have any idea what you're doing out there? You're going to be sad. What are you doing? Go. If you have mirror, you can see. If you are fast, you can go. I see you. If you are fast, you can go. What the hell? It's not my fault that you're slow. But you're giving everybody a hard time out there. I just want to talk to her about it. I've been texting 3 times this weekend.
Find your best.
I just want to know. You like show. Go away of here. You like show. If you are fast because you are fast, yes? Because you can pass without problem. When you're in the corner and you turn down. Oh, do you see? All I want to know is if you see me. Please go away. Go away. Do you think that your money can be welcome here? You know what? Ryan Barnhart is going to talk to you. Take care of it.
Yeah, that's Danica right there. I think it was great, the line that Danica had. It's not my fault, you're slow! I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know. I mean, she had a bad car that day, and it just spilled over into the garage area. Milka was just like, nope. One of those racing deals, but the fact that it was these 2 drivers, Danica dropping the F-bomb, it was very funny, I thought, at the time, and it still is. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they interact, whether or not that it's at the same racetrack where the Nationwide and Cup guys are. excuse me, Danica, the Cup drivers are to see if they race in the same vicinity, to see if there's any retaliations. It's been a few years. It's only 2008, just a couple of years, but it should be interesting to see if anything is there still from this. But clearly they don't like each other, and we'll see. But listen into some reaction here with Junior Nation. Just to see some of Junior Nation react to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s win, shifting gears here right at the end, is very cool. It's probably my favorite part of this whole ordeal. This one is my favorite. It's one of the standout ones from basically this weekend. Take a listen to this one. That's a little premature there, pal. I'm just saying. He's only 9 years old. I hate to burst a 9-year-old's bubble, but just because you won Pocono, that doesn't mean you win the championship. Just saying. But I get it. Junior Nation is just exploding with joy. First multi-win season in almost 10 years. The first time he's won more than 3 races in 10 years. The first time he swept a racetrack in more than 10 years. Junior Nation has been in deep hibernation. And they have come out of their deep slumber, and they are ready. They are ready for glory. Is glory ready for them? I don't really know. I know that it's one of those things where, honestly, it could go either way. Junior could end up winning this title in the old points format, or he could end up not winning it under this new points format. I don't know. It's interesting because nobody has gone through this elimination chase bracket format that we now have in 2014. It's the first year for it. So it could go either way. It could go in a very positive manner for Junior. It could go very badly for Junior. We don't know yet. That's the fun of it. That's the unknown factor. And I know Junior Nation's going, no, I want to know. Are they going to win? Junior needs to win. No. I don't know. I like the kid right there, the 9-year-old, McDonaldson, Mr. Little 9-year-old Mr. McDonaldson, who's screaming, why does this track have to be so darn big? I don't know. I hate this track. I hate Pocono. I really do. Somebody asked me, why do you hate Pocono? Well, it's flat. It's follow the leader. It's very fast. It's very boring. And the fact that we go back to it in 6 weeks is annoying too. Honestly, I swear to you. I was watching this race. I stepped away because I was driving somewhere. I had to go run an errand during the race. And I thought, well, it's Pocono. You got a lot of downtime. That's fine. So I left. The DVR was rolling, though. I came back, and before I rewound it so I could catch up on the 20 laps I missed, I saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading, and I thought, okay, cool. They're showing they're showing the race here from a couple weeks ago. Nope, that was live. You could have fooled me. In all honesty, you could have showed the exact same race from a number of weeks ago, and it would have been the same to the fans. It really, really would have. You could have done that. Junior Nation wouldn't have realized it. Hell, it might have just been a replay. I can guarantee you there's some Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan who's a little feeling a little tipsy who probably watched the end of this race going, I got the weirdest deja vu, man, I swear. Anyway, Watkins Glen this weekend. It's a very slow weekend for racing, but it's an all NASCAR weekend as NASCAR heads to the Glen for the Nationwide and Cup cars. We'll see you at the Glen. We'll see you Wednesday on Shifting Gears. We'll preview everything that's coming up this weekend at the Glen and recap everything that happened in motorsports over this last weekend. For everybody here at ARN, I'm Alan Bailey. We'll see you at the track.